Good afternoon, YouTube. 12:06 p.m. 12/17/2020. My fiance's birthday today. I got to get in here and make her a nice little steak and baked potato. But anyway, we keep hearing there's no stopping this. Well, I just heard something this morning, finding out why. Okay, I know this is going to be far-fetched for a lot of people, especially people that's hooked in religion, not the spiritual world, but the religion of man. Okay, I don't know how many of y'all agree with this, but I've been knowing for a while that we're co-creators on this earth. There's hints to this in our Bible when it speaks of two or more gathered in my name. He's there. Okay, so we have the ability to co-create two or more. Okay, then I've got into I don't know what, the sciences of man. Okay, they can measure electricity in our body, and they can also measure electricity from a distance from each of us. Okay, um, I think it's up to 20 or 30 feet, but they all admitted that it goes somewhere. They don't know where it goes. They say it goes into the ether. Okay, according to the scientists. So, was listening to Pimpy this morning, and he turned me on to a guy. His YouTube channel, it's going to sound strange, In On Belly, INONBELLY. Okay? He goes into Project Looking Glass, the QAnon project, okay? The Great Awakening. And this video is about a year old. This guy's ex-military. Well, 20th of 2020, or 12, excuse me, 2012, 20, the Aztec calendar, if y'all remember. If you don't, go look up what it says, okay? He was in the beliefs of the world coming to an end just like most of us, okay? Most of us had an understanding if it was going to happen, it was going to happen. We didn't really have much control over that, okay? Or me personally, I just kind of shook my head and said, we'll see the 21st. That's how I looked at it. But anyway, little clues and things has been putting the puzzle pieces together in my head, okay? And this hit me like a ton of bricks listening to this guy. He said in the interview with this lady from Project Camelot that he was under that belief that it was going to be the end of us, period, okay? Then he realized that it was the end of the people that was running this world, okay? I know y'all had to have seen it, okay? Or just kind of scratch your head, okay? I've yet to see Trump lose at anything he's done, okay? To me, that's astonishingly, statistically, almost impossible, okay? For I know I am a human too, and for me to set forth and do things, good or bad, and looking for certain outcomes in it, okay? If there was something there that I shouldn't be doing, it would fail, okay? It's like stepping out on your faith, okay? You pray, you get up off your knees, you move forward, okay? And what you've asked for or what you're trying to receive, you got to be part of the action to make it happen, okay? This guy even says it. He realized later that it was for the Great Awakening, Okay, that's what he called it. And he also seen, after he understood what was going on and they couldn't figure it out, he was one of the people that was there to study the looking glass. Okay, no matter what was projected at this thing, okay, the same outcome kept coming out. It didn't have no other different outcomes. So the way he described it was timelines coming together. Okay, and the thing we keep hearing, nothing will be able to stop this. Okay, and he went into the rich and the elite, and the rich and the elite being the ones that's been controlling and um, manipulating us in the fantasy world we know as life. Okay, the thing they handed us so they could rob us at the same time. They're coming to an end, according to him. And a few more lights went off in my head when I was like, that's when I started thinking about biblically the two or more, um, us being able to move mountains. We got hints to the whole Bible, okay, to what we are, okay. We're way more than we realize ourselves to be, okay. Mass groups of people, this has been studied too, okay. They done experiments just to see if it would work, and it worked. 700,000 or more people got together and focused on one thing, and this was across the world, okay. Y'all can go look the research up, it's out there. And what these people projected, okay, in their minds together functionally come to pass halfway across the world. Okay. I'm not going to go into what they done or this, that, and the other, because I believe it'd be more of an eye opener for everybody to go research it for themselves to see. Because I don't, as a human being, a single entity, don't have the ability, okay, being that the will of person, man, woman, for me to change an individual's will, their what they consider truth, I don't have that ability. But for me to manipulate their will, like we've been manipulated by these people, okay, these are all wrong things. Period. Or if we would have been on the same page in all of this, okay, being that the elite knew this a long, long time ago, and more advanced they got, the more and more they found out, okay. I mean, I can't ask anybody to believe what the lights that went off in my head, because every one of us has got our own structure and what we believe, what is truth and what is not, okay. And I ask all of you to be challenged enough to go look and listen. And the ones that know the Bible, there's quite a few people that subscribers to me that know the Bible. The two or more gathered together, the faith no bigger than a mustard seed. We're able to move mountains with our minds. Okay, there's hints all through our Bible about who we are, and being that we was created in God's image. Okay, um, being that God, as far as I know, has no flesh and He's a light. Okay, but that light is in us. Okay, as in a small increment, but when bunches of us, okay, get together to do something or build something, if it's done correctly, it goes quick, smooth, and easy. Okay. I was baptized in a place called Azusa Street Ministry in Roanoke, Virginia, years back. Okay. I done, well, I didn't. A friend of mine turned me on to it before I become baptized there and become a member. He let me read some things out of California from the original church in Azusa Street. And they said the power of God was so strong in that church that they had night services, and it lasted all the way up into the morning and the sun up. And they said you could still see the light radiating through the windows out. That's how connected everybody got as co-creators in that church. This is history. I mean, if you go look up these things, you can see it. So these little things that's been given to me as hints and breadcrumbs throughout my life. Okay, I'm pretty sure all of us has had them. And then he started saying something, and something else clicked in my head. Um, think of all the stuff that pollutes our mind on a daily basis. Okay, I was a big believer, and I loved them. Okay, horror movies. Okay, and if y'all think about all the what goes in them in the storylines, um, one of my favorite ones was Hellraiser. Okay, and didn't know why. Now I know why, because of what it was about. And at the time, okay, being that I was one of thousands setting through the world at the same time, okay, of the same day. It may have been a different little time zone or something somewhere else in the world. Me watching this movie Hellraiser on my TV, or I'd go to a theater, okay, that imagine all of us at the same time thinking these horrible thoughts. And then we walk out and we wonder what the hell, why is the world falling all to shit? Well, if it's to be 100% legitimate and true, okay, we was co-creating things around us by allowing the elite to manipulate our minds for them to stay in power, okay? Look how different in 4 years of Trump's come into office. We ain't got no more wars. And for people that want to think that Trump ain't done anything, just go back to his first 100 days. Okay? Just read that, the 100 days of what he got accomplished. No other president in history's ever done this. Now, him and his son being connected by the way that he's connected, okay? I don't know if anybody understands what's going on over there with the Queen, okay? But Trump is the only ever president that was allowed to walk in front of her. Okay? It was they took her authority away from her. The Pope, now he's running around doing like Obama, trying to build up a faction in the background, knowing, okay, that he can't do nothing about what's going down because the timelines are running together, okay, for this change, this awakening for all of us, and they ain't nothing they can do about it. That really just changed my whole outlook on what's going on. Okay, me and my fiance, and like I said, here's another reason or another thing that I knew without knowing. Okay, I run into a book years ago, and I can't find it nowhere now, which I don't think I was supposed to ever gotten a copy of it anyway. It was left for me to see, read the cover, and I read a little bit of the first chapter. Okay, it was called The Green Sky, Blue Grass. Okay, and come to find out later on in years, the individual that wrote this book was a Nazi scientist. Okay, this Nazi scientist, knowing how to manipulate the human mind, he the scenario is you get a group of kids together, okay, that has no formal teaching or come from the bad side of the tracks or poor or whatever, okay. You take these individual kids before they learn anything, okay. And he said it's even easier with infants, starting from infant up, okay. You teach this infant as it grows, okay. It's inside of a building that can't see out. don't know no different. Okay, you can teach this kid that the sky is green, show them the color, and you can teach them the grass is blue, show them the color, and you implant that in their psyche as they're coming up and you're teaching them. Okay, then even in the first chapter, he speaks of this individual would be unstoppable. Okay, because this individual he wouldn't know any limitations to what he could or couldn't do. But see, when you're a controlling factor in this, the individual becomes a zombie, a clone, a robot, something easily manipulated because you could program things into him or her. Okay. Then I run into another book, totally by accident, again, at a library in California. It was an old looking book. I mean, it was fascinating to me enough to where I wanted to walk over and open up the book. Well, this book was a personal book of somebody's that was in the library. I got caught opening it, okay, and I didn't understand the language in it, okay, because it looked almost hieroglyphic or ancient Hebrew, okay, the way it was put together. And I'm just now starting to learn the symbols of ancient Hebrew of the words through Trey Smith, okay. But in this book, I did see one picture that I knew what it was, okay. And the outside of the book was in English, and it was an old leather-bound book. It said it was the Book of Angels, okay. I believe this is another book. Here again, I knew without knowing why I know, okay. Come to find out, I guess in dreams or somebody helping me with them in manners to where my own mind brought it to my foresight. Okay. This Book of Angels was a teaching of the genetic code. Now, my understanding there was 3 or 4 copies of this, and this book was written by the fallen angels. Okay. Um, Throughout time, there's been people um, possessed this book. Okay, Hitler was one of them. Okay, and the Nazi scientist that come over here that wrote that book, The Green Sky, Blue Grass, okay, was part of this because even in that chapter 1, he spoke of technologies that was given to them, okay, through manuscripts, books, and uh, he called them psychic downloads, okay. I mean, I got to read at least the first chapter and it was interesting. The shit I had to lay it back down. It's like, well, later on I'll go get the book and pick it up and read it again, but I never could find it. I even looked it up on Amazon and everything else and cannot find it. Okay, but anyway, me and my fiance had been talking about this, and I told her, I guess it's been a year or so ago, and I brought it up time to time, and still it's relevant to me. Then in this interview, this guy speaks of this yellow book. Okay, he also calls it a yellow cube. Okay, and supposedly this book, Leo Gazami, if I'm saying it correctly, he speaks of this book also in the Vatican having their hands on it. Okay, this book is not to be read until it is time. Okay, and the best that I could get out of this, even the guy goes into a little bit of detail, it takes a special person, okay, of a certain energy level to be able to be a conduit, to be able to even decipher what's coming out of the pages, because it's like reading time into existence immediately, right then and there. Bam. Okay. So these books that I spoke of with her, I knew without knowing they existed. Again. Okay, now it's the yellow book, the other one there in that library, and the old man caught me flipping through the page, and I seen our genome structure just beautiful drawed. Okay. There was some color in the book. Most of it was black and white. Okay. Some was pencil. Some looked like ink, what I can remember of the book. But like I said, the outside cover was in complete English, the Book of Angels. And I tried asking the old man. He got hateful with me and told me it wasn't none of my damn business. And he left with the book. So I'm like, I didn't think about it till later. I mean, years later. And I'm thinking to myself, was that something that was there for me to see and have an understanding there was hidden things in this world that none of us knows about? I had to come to some kind of reckoning and reasoning with it. But I ain't gonna go no further with this, and it's up to you all. You know what your truth is. Y'all know what y'all accept as truth. But what just got turned on in me this morning, 12/17, my old lady's birthday, 17. I will never be able to forget her birthday now, being it's on the 17th, and y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I've also seen too, and I've got other people out here that claiming they're getting slammed. If for some reason it seemed like they left me alone, all of a sudden, everything I've been loading and launching, if you pay attention, I got key words in there that everybody else is getting shut down for. What happened? Okay, I told them a long time ago I'm nobody. I don't walk on water. I'm nobody of importance. Are they just now figuring it out? Because I speak of the truth, uh, maybe I'm not significant enough to be shut down no more. And that don't bother me. But anyway, I ask for y'all to take your time. Go look this up. INONBELLY on YouTube. And it is about the Project Looking Glass. You'll know which one. The guy's fairly tall, probably in his 30s, short hair, nice suit, woman sitting in the side of it. Okay. I just asked for y'all to go look, to study about this, and have an understanding that we're going to go through some things here pretty soon that a lot of people ain't going to understand. Let's just say that aliens are not what you think they are. They've been here ever since the fall of man, or before, possible. And for these things to exist, and we believe in one God, we got to have an understanding who created all of this, okay? And us now being co-creators in all this, once we get this deep into our psyche and understand what that means, okay? I think it's something to do also in our Bible with fellowship, because it's weird. I'll leave this last story. I watched a lot of individuals in the church that I was going to go from being everyday individuals to a 9-to-5 job to becoming business owners. It seemed like in a very short time. And I was like, they call it being blessed. Was it them being blessed, or was we co-creating their reality that they wanted for themselves and us not know? That's how we're supposed to. It's like we're supposed to feel it or see it or this, that, and the other. And there's so much shit around us that we never see, but we feel it, or we'll get a glimpse of it, or we can smell it, or we can hear it. This veil, that thin veil. But some know what I'm saying, some don't. And I'm not here to try to confuse no one. But at the same time, I believe this message ain't just meant for me. That's why I'm doing it now. I believe it's meant for a lot of us, for these lights to turn on, for your spirituality is your own. The only thing that could take it from you is yourself. But if you comply what you know in your spiritual self to what's going on with this, it made a whole lot more sense to me. And it was just a few things that made a whole lot of sense. But anyway, y'all get a chance, please go watch